one thing that I don't really understand is how people want something so badly, and when they get an opportunity to get a step closer to that, which is what you should constantly be trying to do, they then find reasons to complain about the scenario. So a lot of people say that they're super busy, and I get it, we're all super busy. But I believe that you can always improve your efficiency. You can always improve your strategy on how to find more time in your days, or ways to leverage downtime. And an example I'll give is today, I am driving roughly 2 hours north to an event to MC and speak this evening. So that's 2 hours up, 2 hours down, then at the event. So to most people, that's a full day, right? Probably be at the event for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. So it's more than your traditional work day. I'm pumped up about it, right? And so I'm leaving middle of the day, and I'll be back late at night. But here's what I'm doing during those drive times, and things that you can consider to get better yourself. So, for example, I have a client who's actually coming with me. So the normal time that he would get with me, he's actually going to get bonus time because we're driving together. Right? So that's one thing. Another thing, you could listen to Taylor Swift. Why not? Or Coldplay, or whoever you listen to. ABBA. I don't care. Abracadabra. It doesn't matter. Right? You could set up a series of meetings or calls throughout the way. Right? Or you could do some driving meditation. You can call your family and friends. But whatever it is, I believe that you can oftentimes tag team events to get more done. Now you might be saying, well, Zach, I don't have a lot of drive time. Okay, that's fine. You also could be driving. You could be on a bus. You could be on a plane. For me, it could be working out, right? So now I don't read a lot. I know you're thinking, Zach, you're an author. I don't read, right? Up until this year, I hadn't read basically a book in forever. But I now, as many of you guys know, will work out, put earbuds in, go swimming, etc. And what can I do in that time? I can listen to podcasts. I can listen to books. I can double down, basically. So instead of just going to the gym, I can go to the gym and listen to a book and listen to a podcast. On my drive somewhere, I can do that exact same thing. So let's say that like you have a meeting 15 minutes away, right, in person, but you also need to get a 15-minute call done. So a lot of people would say, well, that 15 minutes in the car, I need to be thinking about being in the car. Yes, be careful, be safe. We all want you to be safe drivers. But at the same time, what if you hopped on that 15-minute call and got it done then? So then you're double dipping, basically. And I know a lot of people don't think like this, because when I start to manipulate their calendars, they're like, whoa, I have a lot more time now. You're right. Because you're not doubling down on in creating processes that are easy to double down on, right? And so bulking a lot of your day as well. So like if I was going to do a bunch of calls, so like tomorrow, for example, I have a bunch of calls. They're all going to be back to back, basically. It's something that, if you've read the book, I call the 50-10 challenge, basically, where it is a series of calls back to 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 back. Why? Because when you start giving yourself breaks here and there, what happens is you get aloof. You get off bounds. You don't get what you want done. So instead, what I recommend is bulk. So if it's 30 minutes with the calls, do 30 minutes with the calls, but do them all together. Try to check your emails all together. Try to do basically similar work back to back to back. right? Don't check your email a million times a day. If you've ever read Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Work Week, these are basically things that he's talking about. These are productivity hacks, basically, right? It's like, okay, we have 24 hours in the day. How can I get everything done in a more similar fashion, quicker, more efficiently, etc.? And to me, it's doubling down and bulking things together. I've done a really good job over the last few years to improve upon that, and I'm here to explain this stuff to you too, because I think it's super important. Understanding your calendar is really important, right? So if you have specific to-dos that you want to get done, put it on your calendar. If something's going to take you 1 minute, put it on the calendar as 1 minute. Right? So like, I'll go to the post office, and instead of just having a to-do that says go to the post office, I'll say, okay, what else can I do around the post office? Okay, well, I have a meeting at 11. So for example, let's say I have a meeting 5 minutes away from the post office at 11. Right? So, and I know that the post office is going to take me 15 minutes, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depending on the time of year. Now I would say more because of the holidays. So I need to get there at 10:45, which means to get there I need to leave 5 minutes before. So 10:40 to 11, I would put post office. Right? Maybe 5 minutes from 10:40 to 10:45, I know I have a quick call to make. Do that phone call, double down there. Right? So figuring out, and then from there, maybe I go to the gym after that because I'm doing a series of things back to back to back. You know, manipulate your days to help you, don't hurt you, right? And so I'm constantly trying to do things back to back to back, so then I have maximum opportunities to do the things that I want to do, non-work related, in the other times of day, right? So when you're thinking about calendaring, and I don't know that that's a word, I first heard of it from Kevin Curry. He was on a show about a year ago. Calendaring, I don't know if it's really a word, but I'm going with it. It's important. And if you want your calendar to be maximized, you have to do things to maximize your calendar. So, bulk things together. And if not, let your days continue to suffer. But I know you can do better. Appreciate y'all. I'm out like a Cub Scout. Until tomorrow. Peace. Peace. Peace.